press the button on time.
Okay. What? Is that yours?
Yeah, we can be heard, but not seen at the moment.
That's from you. Hey.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. As if by magic.
Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon.
Morning, Peter.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Let's just sort this out. Where should we go? Let's go there. Okay, so we're here.
Yeah.
I've got an echo somewhere.
It's not me.
Don't think it's me either.
Okay. This is weird. Right. Well, it depends whether it's actually appearing. Well, it's settling down now. Somebody heard us. So,
welcome to speaker down a wee bit.
Yeah. So, welcome to Blabbing for Written, episode 228. And what's happening in Aberdeen, Peter?
Well, quite busy here in Aberdeen. The lockdown as a city, we've done extraordinarily well. And last week there was a campaign just for lockdown, and they made a famous place called the Castlegate, yeah, where they used to hang people in that area, and all four of them turned up.
Yeah, John, how are things in Solihull?
Beautifully sunny. My crazy next door neighbours had visitors again yesterday, and people in the garden. She's a GP. It just beggars beyond belief.
Yeah. She's a GP?
Yeah, she's a GP. They've had people round non-stop.
No, that's amazing. That don't you find? Now, a lot of the, I'll call them the elites. We've had the doctor in Scotland who was in charge, had to resign. The man in charge of the government behind, he got caught out. And it seems to be the elites.
Well, yesterday I asked Celia what she knows that we don't know, if she thinks it's fine to have other children and things around.
Yeah.
And is she a practicing GP?
Oh yeah, she's only young.
Well, I'm afraid
she's only 30s.
We've got a word up here. It's called a clipe. Do you know what a clipe is?
Yeah, someone it's on you.
It's a grass.
Yeah. But the thing is, there's so many people doing it round here. The police are never going to do anything about it.
Well, it was chaos in Cornwall, wasn't it?
Yeah. So a lady posted about a very noisy garden party with quite a lot of people in it on our local Alton residence, and she got berated to death about mind your own business. And
it's great. Well, I see the Welsh are saying you come here, it'll be a £2,000 fine. Did you see that?
Well, this is the thing which is incomprehensible, that you've got 4 different policies in operation.
Yeah.
It's just, if they can't agree on this, what can they agree on?
Well, this is why the UK government should just have taken over and say, this is what we're doing. We can't afford to have you doing that, you doing that. Oh, in Scotland you can't go in, no, here's what we're doing as a...
On the other hand, are the other three parties doing the right thing and the central government doing the wrong thing? Because they're all doing stronger things than central government is doing.
It's very
I
true.
read this morning,
Uh-huh.
Sweden, I don't know if it's true, but it was in the Telegraph. I just happened to see some. Sweden has now got the highest rate of COVID per capita.
And mainly in care homes.
Yeah.
But the highest rate.
Well, they didn't lock down at all, did they?
No.
No, they just carried on. And
care homes then.
They've got an extremely high death rate in the care homes. In the UK, it's about 20-something%. It's higher than, I know higher than that in the one Phil works in, but he doesn't want to discuss it because he just gets upset. Very high rate in care homes in Sweden.
Have you got a percentage?
No, not on me, but care homes is where the main deaths have been in Sweden.
You see, I don't know if you've seen a program. There was a tribe came over, I think it was the Amazon or something like that. They brought a tribe. People went and lived with the tribe, and they took a tribe to London, and they were on the tube and everything, And I'll never forget the reaction of the leader. He said, "We'll go and see my mum in a nursing home." He goes, "What's that?" Mm-hmm. He couldn't believe it took the old people and put them in a home. He says, "What?" And I'll always remember his face at that. Old people in a home. He says, "But we look after our old people as family." The end.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And I'm afraid that's what's happened, in my view, is with the old people. You go in there and you've done your bit for us. Thank you very much. And that's why I sung for a nursing home the other week. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You only had a 97% complaint rate. That's right, isn't it, Peter?
Say that again?
I said they only had a 97% complaint rate about your singing.
Is that right? I actually met someone that says, "Hey, by the way, when I was out and about, that was good what you done for a nursing home." And I actually got they filmed the guy when I said, "Is there such and such a name here?" And they filmed them saying, "That's me,"
Good. And how is pest control then?
Too busy.
Too busy?
Well, I was speaking to a cleaning company that I know, and I says, "Listen, if people start asking us for virus cleaning, spray and everything, we can do it." I says, "We're not doing it. I'll give it to you, And we're just too busy. There's not enough hours in the day. It's a shame. Plus, I'm getting my money in 5 days for. Have you guys getting it too?
You mean this sole trader thing?
Yes.
I had my notification yesterday. It would be in the bank within 3 days.
Yeah.
Stephen?
It's not a lot of money, but anything is great for the
risk. Yeah, I'm taking it.
Yeah.
I'm taking it.
Yeah, I've not lost anything. Right, okay. Track and trace. Time running out on track and trace. NH Leaders 1. Now this is being trialled, isn't it? It's supposed to be rolled out in May, but it's now coming along in June. Is that right?
Well, I thought it's been trialled for a while in the Isle of Wight.
Yeah, and then it was due to be released during this month, but it's not arriving till June now.
Well, yeah. It's not working properly. Security problems, aren't there?
Yeah.
And then a whole load of the emails have been publicly released.
Well, no, not was it publicly released, or was it simply an email sent around all 300 where it wasn't a blind copy and they could see each other's emails?
Yeah, I'm not totally sure. I just know that. I mean, I just don't know what to think, really. How reliable is this at collecting who I've been talking to, i.e. face to face, you know, because that's the theory.
And not only that, a lot of people forget to put on their Bluetooth.
Sorry?
A lot of people forget to put on their Bluetooth. Because I don't use Bluetooth a lot on the phone.
But I have Bluetooth permanently on because I just let them connect to both cars when I get in.
Speaking about that, I left my phone inside, and I'll guarantee you somebody's calling.
Never mind, mate. It'll do you good to miss a call.
I'll say good morning to Claire. There's busy commenting in the thread. Okay, glad you found this, Claire. Right, so will you download the app? That's the question. The track and trace app.
I would.
Probably.
I would too.
I mean, I think you're doing the COVID-19 thing every day, are you, Stephen?
Yes.
Are you, John?
No.
I am.
Yeah, well, there's 3.5 million of us, Peter.
Yeah.
All reporting in and just letting them know how we are, whether we've had a test, so they can work out. Well, it gives them the information anonymously to work out what's going on.
You know, the people in the build up in the area, ours is quite safe.
Yeah. Claire, would you download the app when it's available? Which we think is going to be pretty soon.
Well, it looks as though the Israelis have got a test that they can do, it tells you in 1 minute. We've got a lot to thank the Israelis for. Even Be Live!
And Claire's saying only this government could lift the lockdown without a working track and trace app. Okay, now.
I personally think that the government has an impossible task.
Right.
And that Bojo, despite all the criticism, is doing his absolute best in an almost impossible situation. And I don't vote Conservative.
Yeah. It's either that, or we're all going to be going to soup kitchens and lining up for our rations.
I think it's going to get to that quite extent.
But for the economy, there's going to be a lot of people. We've had 2 hotels went to liquidation in Aberdeen that employed quite a lot of people.
Yeah. We're tip of the iceberg. I mean, things are going to go steadily downhill.
Yeah. And they didn't get their payments for the 80% because they give it to the employer, and the employer had no money to give it back. It doesn't give it to the staff, it gives it to the employer.
Yeah.
And if it goes into their bank account, the bank will say, I'm having that, thank you very much.
It gets garnered, effectively. It gets taken in as part to pay off the debts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, right now. I can't make head nor tail of this because for the last 2 days, since President Trump said he was taking... I'm going to put it on the screen so I can actually read the darn thing.
Yeah.
Hydroxychloroquine. Hydroxychloroquine. Now, President Trump got slated for actually taking it, but we've begun trials in the UK.
Yeah.
Frontline staff taking it.
Mm-hmm.
Does it help or not? Well, don't we know? That's why we're having the trial.
That's the issue, isn't it? It doesn't help, and some people have volunteered to give it a try to find out. At the end of the day, we all laugh at Mr. Trump, but he must have some inside information that's making him want to take it.
It's the same with vitamin D. I've read up on vitamin D and everything. I'm on vitamin D, yet it's never mentioned.
Oh, no, that's not fair. There's quite a lot of stuff about vitamin D, yeah, but they all say an hour in the sunshine is far better than a tablet.
So Claire, where do you get this information from? It can kill. Yeah. I believe my friend that survived in Aberdeen who got the virus and nearly died, he was on it. He was on that stuff. Yeah. When he had COVID and dying. So that's quite interesting.
It does have known side effects, doesn't it?
So does that stuff. It's you can get it without prescription, seemingly.
Yeah. It is very confusing, though.
You know, I've actually settled on it. I'm just leaving it to the experts and the government to get on with it, and I will bow to their superior knowledge.
I trust our medics, not necessarily the politicians, but our medics. Right. Okay. Where would you like to fly off to? EasyJet to resume flights in June. Where would you go? Where could you go? You could go to Greece.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, just a minute. If I can find it. Take that together. Greece is opening up tourism in June. So you could actually fly with EasyJet to Greece in June.
Yeah. I think I'll wait till the next year to see how many of them drop down with it. Somebody else can be my guinea pigs.
Right. Okay.
I've no intentions of going until next year.
We normally go down to the southwest for our holiday.
Yeah.
Everybody else is going to be with you this year, John.
No, I'm not going.
Everybody's already headed to Cornwall.
Yeah.
And they all got £70 fines.
They're
Yeah.
all parked on yellow lines.
Yeah.
all
Please say.
parked in yellow lines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, fire engines couldn't get through.
Well,
if you're parked in a country lane gateway and you narrowed the width of the road, or you were parked on the verge, you also got a £70 fine for that as well.
Okay, well, they deserve the £70 fine.
The problem they've got is they kept running out of tickets, apparently. So now they're being dealt with by photographic evidence.
Wow.
Yeah. Mm.
A lot of people
You might go, oh, I didn't get a ticket, but it might suddenly appear in the in the post in the next 14 days. So.
And we've got a beautiful park here in Aberdeen, and normally you go into the park and you can park up. There's no commercial vehicles allowed Monday, but because there's no room, there's a big square pond for kids to play in and folk with boats and people they can't. So they park on the beautiful grass, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the cycling wardens come in and they just book them quite right too. You know? And they think, oh, I was only here 10 minutes. 10 minutes too long, my friend. Book. I'd love to get traffic warden for a day. Do you know that?
You would. I could imagine it, Pete. I can see it.
Oh,
You'd sort them.
I can just see it now coming along, and I'd say, yeah, on double yellow lines, and they'd go, I was only here 5 minutes. I says, no, you've been here 6 minutes and 35 seconds precisely. You're booked.
I know you. Yeah.
At least twice a week, I want to be a traffic policeman. I want to nick you.
Yeah. Oh, I think because you know, one of my best days in London, I was watching a guy clamping people at a railway, a tube station, and me and a guy was standing with coffee, and we got speaking to the. It was so funny. You had people throwing keys. Keep it. The fine's worth more in the car. But having said that, we're getting bicycles by the government. I don't know what the deal is, but electric bikes, I think you're getting a grant.
Uh-huh.
I haven't seen anything of that down here. It must be a Scottish initiative.
No, it's British. It was on the other week. There's going to be wider cycle lanes. The pavements are going to be partitioned, and that's all coming in. Was you not aware of that?
No.
It was actually on one of the briefings, looking to get people on electric bikes, and they're making the pavements wider and having sections.
They're using this time to actually bring into being plans that they must have been sat on for years.
Yeah.
To change things, and the Mayor of London, Mr. Khan, is now going to pedestrianise the centre of London.
Is he?
Well, pedestrianise and cycling, and it's taking place now. So the plans must have been there, but we're going green. And if you want to travel around the centre of London, it's either on foot or on a bike.
Or 15 quid to even get in there. He was on TV this morning, got half time from Piers Morgan again.
Right, and Claire says they've done it in Brighton and they're planning it for London. Yeah. So we're going green and more exercise.
It's called the Plug-in Motorcycle Grant, Peter.
It's what? Could you tell me a bit more, my friend?
Well,
can you share? Can you remember screen share?
Yeah, I can screen share, but it's very boring. It's just a list of vehicle types, vehicle mass, carbon dioxide exhaust emissions, i.e. it must emit zero because it must be electric. Eligible mopeds must travel a minimum of 30 kilometers between charges. Battery chemistry must not use lead acid or silicon lead. So it's not anything exciting to put on the screen.
Rather than motor bicycles.
Sorry?
Did you say motor scooters?
No, it's called the electric motor. It's called the plug-in motorcycle. Yeah,
right.
I.e., it's got to have a motor on a cycle.
Right. It's not for electric bikes then.
Well, I think that's the government classification for electric bikes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is a motorised cycle at the end of the day, isn't it, Pete?
Well, the thing is, the limited.
You know that our government lives in the past with its language. Yeah.
It becomes a moped if it's 15.5 miles an hour. It becomes a moped if it's over 250 watts. If it's on that levels, it's an electric bicycle, which you don't need to have insurance, and you don't need to have an MOT for. That's the difference.
Yeah, apparently the grant's deducted from the sales price. It doesn't tell you what the grant is.
Okay. I was my cycle shop.
That's dated April 2020.
Yeah. I was doing my cycle shop, 2-week waiting list, sorted the bike, and I come back up the hill yesterday, absolutely shattered. I'm away to give blood to the doctor this afternoon because I'm just exhausted.
What, for a test, Pete?
I'm getting a blood test, and because I'm just.
And you go to the doctors, the GPs, and do that.
Well, it's the GP assistant I'm going to give blood.
GP surgeries are closed here.
Yeah, there's a 2-week waiting list for the doctor to get back to you, so it's all right. But within a couple of days, she phoned me back and she says, she chatted to me and she says, I'm needing you to come down tomorrow for a blood test. So they're going down. And she says, you'll wait outside and you'll get a mask and you'll get gloves and whatever. You might have to wait a bit. So that's my brother. Take your mobile phone, there's a number on the door on these. So good for them.
Yeah, you have to go to hospital for a blood test these days around here.
Yeah.
It may be different in Wiltshire where Stephen lives, but round here you don't get a blood test anymore at the GPs. But even if you did, the GPs are just closed.
Yeah, there are a lot of things that GPs wouldn't do, but don't do now that did routine before.
Well, sorry.
Celia had to get her batch of what's the word, prescriptions, and she has to collect it from reception, and she has to queue to get it from reception, and she doesn't get near the receptionist, and then she has to take it to the chemist's, which is the other end of the block, because it's a combined surgery and chemists. But you can't go in the chemists. There's a row of chairs across the front to stop you going in, and someone comes to you.
Yeah.
And then there's all marks to keep you 2 meters apart on the pavement.
Yeah.
And then 2 days later, a little man delivers them to the front door. He drops them on the floor, rings the bell, stands outside to make sure he's come to the right house.
Yeah. Great. Tell you what I done when I says I better get in touch with the doctor, and it says we've got a video call service now. Test it. So I tested it. Yeah, it works.
Yep.
Enter, click. Nobody ever answered it. And I says to the doctor, find your video, what happened there? And I could just tell. She went, I says, you don't know how to work it, do you?
Too high tech. Too high tech. Right, something we've not spoken about for a while. Because we've been occupied with other things, but if I can find it, it's here. And a name we've not heard for a while. Michel Barnier. Dynamism needed to avoid EU talk stalemate. I mean, I've purposely forgotten all about Brexit, but apparently it's still going on.
Oh, I'll wait until you have your say, then I'll believe in it.
No, it's a done deal, Pete. It's a question of whether it's a good deal we get or a bad deal.
Well, it's about fishing rights, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know what I liked about it? I think it's a great. He's basically said everything we discuss, I'm going to make open to the public. No, sent the letter he sent them and everything, showing them everything. And I don't know about you guys, but I think the European Union is finished. Do you know what this says? They'll give, I think it was 500 billion euros to help. They haven't given any money out yet, seemingly. Am I right?
I don't know.
I don't know. No idea.
Waiting for the 1st of next year to see what happens, because all they'll do is go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth for a while.
And our side of the story is that government. Now this. They lied to us, Peter. They lied to us about having customs checks between England and Ireland. We always said that it was going to happen. There was no way it could be avoided, and now Deputy Prime Minister, Mr. Gove, we'll call him, Mr. Gove, has said that there will be checks. Only little checks, though. Not big checks, but no,
How are they going to take place at the place of departure? So if a lorry was going from somewhere in Eire to Northern Ireland, the check will take place in Eire before it even gets to them. And that is a bit like we go to America, we are checked in, immigration wise these days, in the UK.
Nobody's denying it's reasonable. We were just told it would never happen, and that's basically what Claire agrees. Claire was there; she heard it too.
Yeah, but
the absolute thing Johnson said wouldn't happen.
Not at the physical border, not the Northern Ireland Irish border. It's not happening there. It's the place of departure.
Doesn't matter where it happens. If it happens, it's
extra
complications.
There's so much scheming scoundrels up there. Do you know there's 1,000 people come in from Kent on boats just recently? Did you know that?
Yeah, but that's not really the same issue we're discussing, is it?
Yeah, the bottom line is
it ain't just Johnson that's guilty of the change of mind. The other side wants it to happen as well.
Well, there you go.
Well, it has to happen.
A wall as well.
They want.
It was never not going to happen.
They want checking of goods going into the European Union, so they want it the other way.
Well, it's a eexy peexy. Done deal. Did you know that the French Navy were escorting people in little dinghies from a port in France and escorting them right out in their little dinghies, right into the British territorial waters, and then the RNLI came along and rescued them. I'll repeat that, the RNLI were there and rescued them.
Yeah.
And people from Britain, and Mr. Nigel, you know who I mean, they were filming it. And they were told, if you film this, we will arrest the British ship. It's called the handover. What's that all about?
Well, it's better to have something, an organised situation, rather than just turning up on the Kent coast.
I shouldn't believe in the port.
Let's get this. Okay, let's have a total change of pace, guys.
Something positive to talk about.
Oh, right.
Yep. I have Facebook avatars. Have you done your Facebook avatar?
No intention of doing it. And the biggest reason for doing them apparently is that people look so awful with no haircuts, etc., that they don't want to have selfie images on there.
That's right. Yep. I did mine about 6 months ago. So it was ready to go. It's good to use it occasionally. I don't see me overusing it though, because they are the most annoying of things, really. Right, Claire's got clarification on what we're just talking about. The Coast Guard escorted them, probably concerned for the safety of small boats crammed with desperate people.
Yeah, but the French Navy escorted them from the port they were leaving. That's the point I'm making.
Okay.
They should have blocked them right in the first place.
Peter, do you have an avatar?
No, but I'll tell you a funny story. Sheila was cleaning up and everything. She took a thing that not a caricature we got made in Spain, and it was at my fattest. And I looked at it and I says, "Rip that to pieces." It was horrible.
Yeah, we when Alice was about 13, 14, we went to the game fair at Ragley Hall, and there was a man doing artist's impressions, and we were really pleased with it. So we had it framed and hung on the wall, and every time Alice comes around now, she sort of looks at it and goes, "Ah!" Because
that's the things we do to our kids without thinking.
I haven't seen an avatar that looks genuinely like the person yet.
Yeah.
In fact, a woman put an avatar up in a group I belong to yesterday. It's called the Online Marketing Club, and it's a Midlands-based thing. And I said to her that that should be considered fraud because it don't look a bit like you.
Well, you've got to design it yourself, so it's got to be how you see yourself.
Yeah, well, she's a lovely lady, don't get me wrong, but she's about the same age as me, and she looks about 21 in the in the avatar.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything. There are people who use photographs which are 40 years old. That's their profile photo.
Where's Lord Red?
Sorry?
I said, where's Lord Red? I thought he was coming in at 10:30.
He knows I'm here.
No, I've been looking, but there's no sign of him. Right, something more important, far more important, again to do with Facebook. Facebook announced yesterday, if I can get it on screen, Facebook shopping.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is a major step forward. What they're doing is integrating Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp. and you can now have a store and you can sell products across the 3 applications. You can take payment there and then you can deliver the goods. So this is a virtual shop backed by Facebook. And to my thinking, it does have legs, because if you've got mainly per product, but it is the ability to actually go live and sell product.
You've been able to sell via Facebook for some time, haven't you?
That's what everybody's saying. That's what Mike Turner said. When I posted this, there's a group that Micah and I are part of, and I posted this and said, Mike said we've had that forever. And a quarter of an hour later, he came scurrying back and excited as an excited thing. It is totally new.
Oh, I understand it's new, but I'm just saying Facebook shopping has been there. We tried it. We didn't sell a thing, so we gave up.
No. I need to speak to you anyway, John, because I've had a Facebook ad running for a while. Ain't getting much from it, Facebook, what I tell you.
Yeah.
John? It's John's email. It's John's emails keep coming through.
I don't know why it keeps coming in every now and again. It is physically not running. Drives you mad, doesn't it?
It's hiding. Yes, it does. And we're only with it for an hour. If I was with that all day, I'd not even switch the computer on after a while.
Even when you've got Outlook closed, it still seems to have a background task. And I cannot find any instruction anywhere of how you can stop the background task running. Outlook itself is closed down. First thing I did when we went live.
There is one way you could do it.
Well, I could do it with Task Manager.
No. There's one way you could permanently get rid of it.
What's that? Move to Gmail, yeah.
Stop using Outlook. I'm not saying move to Gmail. I'm just saying stop using Outlook.
No, I quite like the latest version of Outlook. It's quite good. But I collect everything in Outlook from everywhere.
I'll tell you what, John, the thing that got me this morning, Microsoft 10, the computer's completely changed. All the icons and everything in front. The whole package.
Do you want to share your desktop, Peter, and show us?
I don't know. If
mine haven't changed, and I've done the latest updates.
Top left-hand corner, you find a share button, and then just share your desktop.
on Facebook.
Your desktop. Top left-hand corner of the studio you're in at the moment.
Right.
Second item down is share screen.
See, this is even hard to come back to you.
Can you see the 3 of us on screen?
Not now. This is fucking finding hard. Hold on.
Right. Okay.
You see, I've lost you completely.
We can still see you.
See, I can't.
What on and off again?
I've lost you.
Yeah.
Live studio, right? No, where do I go?
Top left.
Mm-hmm.
Second item down, share screen.
It's like an arrow coming out of a screen.
Share screen, yeah.
Yeah.
And then what do I do?
You get a box comes up and say hello to Stephen. You get a box comes up, and you can share your screen.
Chrome tab.
Not this Chrome tab, no, desktop.
Desktop. Your entire screen.
Yes, please.
Share.
Okay, so I'm going to bring it in. Okay, now what I want you to do is to just close your browser. No. Just shrink your browser and go to your desktop.
There you go.
Can't see a thing.
No, I can't see a thing either. Let's put it full screen so we can't see a thing. Are you looking at your desktop at the moment, Peter?
Yeah,
physically?
Yeah, but share screen only works if what you've got is inside a Chrome window, doesn't it?
Okay, that didn't work. I'm going to hide that, Peter. Sorry, and we're all back.
Yeah.
And
Right.
the fourth musketeer has arrived. He's about to take his seat
Yeah,
on stage. Hello.
They've not quite got this iPad version, have they?
Hello, Stephen.
Anybody there?
We're here.
Yes, we're here.
See you.
You can see. I've just got my gorgeous self in the bottom right-hand corner.
Yes, that's what we see too.
Greyness.
Oh, okay. But we can see and hear you. Has to be said. And you. I mean, this is show to. Oh.
Guys, how do I take a screenshot?
All right. Okay. Good idea. You can't take a screenshot. Well, you could take a screenshot and send it to me.
Yeah.
Messenger. Yeah. Okay. I've got a messenger. Oh, and hang on. I don't want to do it there. I want to do it there. I could have disappeared then.
Right. Oh,
okay. Okay. What else is going on? Now, I think this is just deplorable. Prime Minister rejects the call to scrap NHS fees for overseas carers. And this is people looking after us, who are putting their lives on the line, including him. And he's saying that we can't afford it, and he's saying it will cost 900 million. And they did they fact checked it. That 900 million is the cost of over 4 years, yeah, not 1 year. And as far as the NHS staff are concerned, it would cost 37 million, not 900 million. So whilst it's not a lie, it's not telling the truth. Do you think they should have to pay £650 a year, Peter, for the National Health when they're actually...
For the National Health Service, it may be a perk of the job. But you've got to remember, how old are we? We've paid into this service a long time. If I went over to Deutschland, what would I get?
No, if these people decided to go home, we'd be royally stuffed.
No, because if loads and loads went home, we wouldn't need so much.
No, you're missing the point. This is NHS staff we're talking about.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Stephen, over to you.
And my daughter's ward, yeah, you would lose more than 50% of the staff if they went home. And she's short, on my daughter's ward, they're short 3 people anyway.
So why have we ended up that way?
Morning, everybody. Hope to see you. You're having a lovely time.
Yeah, well, we're all fighting with Pete as usual.
I know, that's pretty normal. I like your beard, though, John. It's coming on a treat. When do you take your ship out for fishing?
It's getting annoying.
When do you take it out? When is your boat ready to go and grab some fish? Have you got a cap? A sou'wester to go with it?
No.
Do you know, when I went
Here we go.
to ICU after my operation, I just found out there was a Filipino woman that looking after me. She's a friend of my partner's, is it not?
Yeah.
And she was a beauty queen. A beauty queen looked after me.
Yeah, but the other thing about it that irks me is that these people are all paying national insurance the same as you and I.
Mm-hmm.
So why should they pay extra?
Totally. Right. I'm looking for things.
This is one of the things I don't agree with that Bojo's done. I'm not saying I agree with Bojo over much, but this one particularly.
Do you know what surprised people as well? My partner had to pay £135 a year for a nurse's registration. People said, why have they do that? Is that a nurse? To keep up to date. No,
That's not paid to the government, is it, Peter?
I know that to pay that money.
How much do you pay to your organisation for rat killing? You know, you're a member. How much?
it's a percentage of, one of them is a percentage of turnover. And the other one, which I'm in, is by how many staff you have. And it's a pro rata basis. So we have to pay for that.
Yeah, and it's just the same. It's her expertise she's registering, and it's her own choice as well, isn't it?
I didn't know, to be honest, I didn't know about them having to pay that money.
Well, what gets me is my daughter pays £35 a month to park her car at
I
work.
know that. That's right. Has she got a bike?
It's too far to go on the bike.
Get an electric one.
With a grant. Right. Should children be going back to school in 10 days' time?
No.
Much as I hate to say no, because my biggest customer is launching a school's version of their hot hand wash, but I personally don't think the kiddies should go back yet.
You can ask the question a different way, Stephen, is will you be sending your kids back on the 1st of June? And the answer is still definitely no.
I'm not in that position of having to make a decision.
Yeah,
that's right.
I mean,
I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 grandchildren, and none of them are going back. They can all keep on doing what they're doing, staying safe at home. Now, it's very fortunate, isn't it, that my daughter and sons and my daughter and son and their partners are all either working from home or they've got partners who can look after them. But no bloody way.
but you do realise the key workers' kids have been going to school.
So?
No,
Yeah.
but just say it.
But it's like my local primary school. Yeah. The person that runs that is on our local group, and there's only 34 in the whole school instead of the usual 196.
Going back to the Second World War, see when America came in here and helped us. It came at a price.
Marshall Plan. Yeah.
It was a lot of money, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
How long did that take to pay back? I think it just recently finished. Yeah.
Yeah.
And this is like a war. This time we're borrowing from the government that will have to be paid back in some way, and it won't be our generations or the generations after this.
I'm not sure I understand the relationship between that and the kids going back to school.
Well, the thing is, the longer we stay in, which is fine, I'm all for it. All these people that are furloughed, right? Now the government's saying you are going to have to pay, was it 40%, 60% of his employers if they're furloughed? Well, I'm afraid they're going to turn around to the government and say, we can't afford to pay this, there's no money coming in. So they're now going on your dole queue, living universal credit, or whatever it's called now, and the economy is going to die. And there's going to be soup kitchens. And there's going to be people homeless. And it's a catch-22. What do you do? I mean, I feel embarrassed because I'm still getting money coming in. But for more people, probably on the verge of suicide, they've not got a penny coming in. What's your thoughts on it then, Stephen Salk? The
taxpayer are going to have to bail out all of us, and it's going to take about 40 years to repay it. The way we repay it depends on who's in power. Remember that the banks during their criminal activity with subprime and that about 8 years ago, it cost us allegedly, and maybe I'm reading from the wrong stuff, I don't know, but something along the lines of $500 billion pounds.
Correct.
To bail them out, to loan them money, to guarantee their loans to increase liquidity and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that I understand that the cost of this horrible situation is in the region of, let's say it's 10 billion a month or whatever.
Yeah.
So in financial terms, this is nothing, as somebody might do. In financial terms, this is nothing compared to the cost of bailing the bankers out. So the way that we're getting out of that is that they're paying us back over at least 10 years so far. And so if the Tories get re-elected in 3 years' time, they will just do the usual thing they do, which is to get austerity back in and screw the young, the old, and everybody. If Starmer and Labour get back in, and if they can address what society has to become post-COVID, then you'll see this debt, because it is debt, being paid off over maybe 60 years. Could well happen. So
Who's paying
my
that?
only worry is that if we get a second wave, will we be able to get the liquidity, the cash to keep supporting us? Because if the second wave hits like is predicted,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I know, and there are arguments about, you know, what they should have done and that. But if that hits, then we are, well, you know the word. So I think, yeah, it depends on whether society changes as a result of this. You know, and by that I mean focusing on the things that really matter, which is your health. And I don't want to get into the argument of nuclear weapons and stuff like that, but when you consider the priority for a country, it's got to change from the finance, the globalization and all that stuff, relying on China for everything that we've done over the last 50 years, redressing the balance towards protecting our people. So the venture capitalists can F off, and we can say that a nurse is actually worth, I don't know how much they get at the moment, but they're at least worth, should we say 40k a year? I don't know. But the balance has got to be redressed. Call me a liberal, call me a snowflake.
You think a universal wage, everybody's told to stay home?
I don't know. I mean, it's a fascinating concept because you're talking about everybody getting, what is it? Let's say it's 1,500 quid a month.
Yeah.
And they have the freedom to earn more on top. So it sounds like something, well, I know, aren't the Danes experimenting on it? And if, we don't know because nobody's, I think, is it Canada as well are thinking about it? I'd love to see what the results of the trial were.
Universal wage, nobody's allowed, everybody stays in, military on the street, police on the street, keeping everybody in, sit in your place, and then once a vaccine or something's found out for it, then you'll get back out. You get rationed food, go back to it.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Time out.
Eating exotic food and things like that. Back to the rations we got. And you find that obesity is a big problem with it as well. So that's me.
Anyway,
I'll have to do.
Peter sent me a shot of his desktop. And I don't really think it is Peter's desktop. I think it was just a way of actually showing this on screen.
Good on you.
Very good. I like that one. That's me.
Nice one, Pete.
That's my avatar.
Uh-huh.
I don't know about you, because I'm out marketing just now. I'm trying to market in several ways.
Right. Okay, Pete, if you give a sort of 30, 60-second talk about it, then I can send you a clip afterwards.
About this? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm one of the lucky ones that has been able to keep trading. And in fact, we've got a fair bit of business, and we're getting people like in the NHS coming home from working all day to find that they've got rats in their attic, they've got wasps coming into their house, they've got flies coming in, and this is what they're putting up with. So they get a 7.5% discount with me. We're also getting people calling us with solar panels because they're sitting there and they're hearing the noise of the birds underneath their solar panels. But that's a danger to them, because if they damage the wires, they're then going to have a problem getting heating, they're going to have a problem getting water, etc. So we are able to go out and deal with this. And I'd like to give a shout out to all the pest controllers throughout the United Kingdom who are going out, and they're just as important to other key workers that are out there trying to help people in distress.
Very good. There you are. So your desktop's fine, Peter. That was just you wanted to get the image on screen.
I was talking about avatars, you know.
Yeah.
Here's the fashion, isn't it, these days?
Yeah. So no, I'm a bit embarrassed because we're working, but
Don't be embarrassed, for Christ's sake.
what can I do?
We've never been busier and never generated so much revenue as we have during this thing. I'm not embarrassed about it. It's because you're able to help people.
I know. That's what I see.
Don't be embarrassed, for Christ's sake.
But I know there's people not got a penny tomorrow morning.
But that's nothing for you to be embarrassed about, Pete.
It is hard, you know.
Peter, people are paying you to do a job that they need doing. You're taking that money, you're spending it. The people you spend it with are actually using that money to pay others. And it's what makes everything goes round. And at the end of the day, some of that money might end up in the hands of the people who need it.
Yeah, I had a woman phone
in
the morning about a spider, and all I could do was give her advice and keep her calm. It was such a shame.
My mate Pat got a call at 3 o'clock in the morning. A rat was in the kitchen of somebody. You sort of think to yourself, okay, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. Why are you in the kitchen? And why do you really want somebody to come round? He politely declined the opportunities.
But lots of stories. I mean, you know my sense of humour. Could you imagine if somebody phoned me up and says, "I've got a rat leaning over my face"? I'd say, "Well, give it a kiss." Some of the things I've said over the years, and they go, you know, and it's been a bit. No, a lot of people. I should write a book about my pest control experiences.
I think it's true that we've all got books in us.
Yeah, and it's been a learning curve, you know.
How can we get the Blabbing from Britain book about us and then what we're doing and all that sort of stuff? We need something.
And getting people here, and but we'd be a bit more careful what we say.
You just need a project manager, Stephen. Somebody to organise.
That'll be you, Stephen.
No. We do the show.
Come and join us. We can become famous. You know.
How many are watching us at the moment, Stephen?
I haven't got a clue. Generally, we're sort of hovering around about there. People watch the show. It's so worth doing. And on average, we're getting about 100 different people watching the show each week. So it's worth doing.
Well, thank you for 100 of you.
Sorry?
What type of comments do we get later?
We don't get anything later. We never do. We just get Claire's joined us today on this page. Other people will join us on other pages. We're live in 10 different destinations at the moment.
How 10 different destinations? It keeps them right.
Okay. Well, it's the key is as long as we want to do it, we'll do it. And if we get fed up, we'll stop.
Yeah.
Simple as.
I think I've lost weight.
That's a motivating war cry if ever I heard one. What's the Henry V thing?
Everybody stay in after, so we can speak.
No.
John, it's over to you.
Oh, it's my time. Goodbye. No, from all of us here, despite the fact that we're a moaning group of old curmudgeons, have a great day. So it's goodbye from him in Scotland with the curtains behind because he loves to be on the stage. Stoke-on-Trent with the flowers in the background. It's goodbye from the guy whose building needs fixing because there's all scaffolding on it. He's in Yorkshire, and it's goodbye from me in the West Midlands. Bye all.
Bye-bye.
The final curtain.